The Republican Party belongs on the terrorist watch list. Check it out, leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. I left off. We now have the few, I mentioned that a couple of Republicans have called out Donald Trump. Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney, even Mitch McConnell tried for a day. A couple of them for a day. Kevin McCarthy for one day called him out, but now, Kevin McCarthy went down to Florida to kiss Trump's ass. But now we have elected Republican officials, and we saw this weekend at CPAC, actually promoting Donald Trump's big lie. Now, when I say big lie, it's really important to put that phrase in context. In the early 1920s, I think it was 1923, I may be off by 1 year, Adolf Hitler walked into a beer hall in Germany, jumped up on a table, fired a shot from a gun into the ceiling, which got everyone's attention and quieted the beer hall. There were a couple hundred people in there. This was in Munich. And gave a 30-minute speech in which he claimed that he was a World War I veteran, which was true, that he was wounded and injured in World War I, which was true. He got poison gas and he ended up in the hospital as a result of this. That he was a wounded war veteran from World War I, and that he had personal knowledge. Now, this was the lie. He had personal knowledge from having been on the front lines that Germany was on the verge of winning World War I. And a group of people who included representatives from labor unions, who included members of the Socialist Party, and who were Jewish, went to negotiate the end of World War I, and that part was true. There were such people in the negotiating party, went to negotiate the end of World War I, but they were, just among others, right? And stabbed Germany in the back by prematurely ending the war before Germany could win it. That was the lie. The fact of the matter was, at the time the negotiations to end World War I began, Germany was pathetically losing. Germany was experiencing famines. Germany was on the verge of absolute and utter collapse. And, most Germans knew this. But Adolf Hitler, it had been 5 years after the end of the war, and Adolf Hitler was selling his lie. And he got these people so cranked up in that beer hall that he marched them down to the capital of Bavaria, which was the Capitol building in Munich. Bavaria's a state in Germany. Marched them down to the capital of Bavaria and tried to seize the parliament. Stormed the Capitol building, just like happened here on January 6th. They arrested him. They put him in prison. And during the months that he was in prison, he wrote Mein Kampf, again stating his big lie that Germany had been sold out by Jews and socialists. And when he got out of prison, they thought, okay, well, that's the end of that. There's a 1924 New York Times article floating around, saying Hitler is chastened. But no, he promoted that big lie, and that big lie that Jews and socialists sold out the German people at the end of World War I, that became the animating cry, the war cry of the Nazi Party throughout the 1920s and into the early 1930s. And then when the Parliament building was on fire, the Reichstag building was on fire, and as I recall, February of 1933, Hitler ran over there while the building was still on fire, got in front of a radio microphone and said, "See, the same people are burning our Parliament building that stabbed us in the back." and within a week he was the Chancellor of Germany. That big lie was a similar big lie that Donald Trump actually won the election was being promoted at CPAC this weekend by elected Republican politicians. We are seeing the exact same scenario play out. It's almost as if Donald Trump read Hitler's playbook, which of course his wife Ivana said Trump had Hitler's collected speeches next to his bed throughout most of their marriage. Meanwhile, now you've got Republicans in more than 40 states who have introduced over 300 pieces of legislation to suppress the vote of poor people in the United States, principally black people, but basically poor people and young people, making it really, really hard for college students to vote. And they are openly promoting white supremacy. The last time we had a white supremacist group seize political control of about half of America was 1861. 600,000 Americans died, and we fought a civil war to stop these people.
You're listening